Okay, well, it sounds like we need to get started. Woo-hoo. Welcome. We're going to start on page 124. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. I always like that one. Now, Brandon's going to sing a song for us.
And everybody, if you have the booklet, the lyrics should be in there. The verses are kind of long, so that's why we put the lyrics in there. It's Devorah's song by Debbie Friedman. Here's the short version that was in Judges, in the Tanakh. There's Devorah. She's apparently super smart. She's a great judge, sits under the tree. Everybody comes from miles around, from far and wide to hear her judgment on things. She goes to this king and says, "King, I got a plan. Here's the whole way you can win this battle against these people." And the king's like, that sounds like a great plan, but I'm scared. I don't want to go without you. And she's like, all right. So she goes with him. So that's what they say. It's the whole song is about that. So she was awesome. And then she told the dude to go do something and he was scared. So she had to go with him because he was a wuss. Okay, here we go.
And his name is Barak.
His name was Barak. Yeah, Barak. Maybe that's where Barack Obama got his name right out of the Bible. I'm assuming. Yeah. Arise, arise, Devorah, arise, arise, and sing a song, arise, arise, Devorah, Uri, Dabri, Shir. Devorah the prophet was a judge in Israel. She sat beneath her palm tree on a hill. Came from everywhere just to hear her judgments, honest and fair. Devorah the prophet, Devorah a mother in Israel. Back to the chorus. Arise, arise, Devorah, arise, arise, and sing a song, arise, arise, Devorah, Uri, Dabri, Shir. Devorah the prophet was courageous, strong, and wise. Her people lived in peace for 40 years. The 12 tribes lived together as one for the first time since the world had begun. Devorah the prophet, Devorah a mother in Israel. Arise, arise, Devorah, arise, arise, and sing a song, arise, arise, Devorah, Uri, Dabri, Shir. Devorah the prophet, a woman of fire, her torch in hand. She led the Israelites to victory. Barak said, Devorah, I cannot fight unless you are standing right by my side. Devorah the prophet, Devorah a mother in Israel. Arise, arise, Devorah, arise, arise, and sing a song, arise, arise, Devorah, Uri, Dabri, Shir.
That would be a rousing way to start. Awesome. All right, now we're going to call up Marilyn and Alan Parker. Is that right? Awesome. To do our candles, and that's on page 121 and 120. Okay.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
And now we're going to go on to page 133 at the bottom. And you're more than welcome to join me if you'd like. A psalm. Sing to Adonai a new song, for God has worked wonders. God's right hand, God's holy arm has won God victory. Adonai has manifested God's victory, has displayed God's triumph in the sight of the nations. God was mindful of God's steadfast love and faithfulness toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth beheld the victory of our God. Raise a shout to Adonai, all the earth. Break into joyous songs of praise. And now we'll have a lovely song on page 648, Shiru Ladonai. Shiru Ladonai.
In 648, that way everybody has all the English and the Hebrew. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai shir chadash, Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth, a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God a new song.
Now we turn to page 144 for the Hatzi Kaddish, which Brendan will read for us. Brendan will sing it for us, and then I will read it in English.
Oh.
I swear, I learned how to talk before today.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך רוטב ימליך מלכותה, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו, יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה, שמד קודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
On page 145, and just if those of you noticed there was a little confusion, it's because we're going to have somebody come up, but she's going to come up to lead the Via Hafta. So she was a little confused. I gave her the wrong signal, so we're good. Okay, on page 145, teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, unripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew our days, lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. And now, our call to worship, the Baruch can be found on 146 and 147. Please rise.
Yai la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך
page, O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. And then on page 149 together, this is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. And now we'll go on to the Shema on page 152 and 153. Oh, and where's my guest? Oh, never mind. We're cool.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Hashem, kevod malchuto, le'olam va'ed.
Please be seated. Oh, there she is. Laura's going to come up and lead us in the Via Hafta, which is on page 154. Oh, you can use this.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום בלבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושבתך ובחומך ושרתם יהודה ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתיהם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
You all should be grateful because she can carry a tune. It's beautiful. Thank you, Laura. Now we're going to page 157. And I think at this time in our, with things going on in the world, I thought this was a good translation. So on page 157, in a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, thank you. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again, we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations shall be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. And go for it.
Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai, yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai, ya lai la lai lai, yai lai ya la lai, yai la lai lai ya la 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar v'kodesh, Torah tehilot oseferet, Torah tehilot oseferet. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. more time to the lilas. Yai, lai, lai, la, lai, la, 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 lai. Yai, lai, lai, la, lai, la, 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 lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, lai, yai, lai, la, la, lai. Yai, la, lai, lai, la, 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 lai.
On page 161. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai hapores sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Sorry, I was doing too fast. And now we're going to have this is our Shabbat.
This is like, yeah, I think you alternate V'shamru Yismachu, V'shamru Yismachu. So it's V'shamru.
Okay.
V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, et HaShabbat la'asot, et HaShabbat לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת לעשות, את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם.
And now we are moving on to the Amidah. We're going to rise and we will start on page 164, then 166, 168, and 170. Then you'll have some time to have your private prayers or finish your tefillah. And then we will have, we'll sing Shalom Rav. Right? Okay.
Adonai Sefer מתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'koneh Hakol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav leHoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim ורופא חולים, ומציר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adom lechol hashalom. כי אתה הוא מלך אדום לכל השלום. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov benecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
I used to sing that to my kids to put them to sleep at night. Also to keep them being peaceful at home. So now we're moving on to the Misha Berach, and as we turn our thoughts to those who are needing healing, we think first about those in our own community and those we love, and these should be on your handout, but I will go ahead and read. Doris Alexander, Shirley Bauer, Isaac Dodson, Seth Gallitzer, Norman Garfield, Laura Helrich, Brady Heights, Paul Hinkle, Rika Mattingly, Jan Kulik, Vivian Parker, Lupe Perez, Kelly Perkins, Marie Ruby, Dr. Arnold Schneider, Steve and Paula Shatira, Howard Schwartz, Joe Scraper, Ted Stempfel, Matthew Walker, and Jeffrey Wilmot. And if there are any others, I'll go around the room and just let me know.
Rachel Harold?
Okay, thank you. So now we're going to turn to page, what? Did I mess something up? No. Okay. We're going to turn to page 371 and sing Misha Berach with all of those people in our hearts.
Misha Berach Avotenu Makor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Makor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
And now it's time for the Devar. I'm going to warn you, trigger warning, there's going to be discussion about death. Just so you know, this is not a fun parsha. The parsha for this week is called Shabbat Mevarchim. It's Leviticus chapter 9, verse 1 through chapter 11, verse 47. The previous chapter tells us about Aaron and his sons and all the family, the priests going through 7 days of learning and purification so that they can make offerings to God. They had to wear particular clothing to set them apart from the everyday people and from their everyday tasks. So on day 8, which is when this parsha starts, Aaron, following directions from Moses, who of course got them from God, and with the insistence of his sons, makes offerings. First, he makes a sin offering and a burnt offering and makes atonement for himself. Then he makes the people's sin offerings, their burnt offerings, their meal offerings, and their peace offerings. The offerings involved ritually killing a number of animals, lots of blood that they were throwing on the altar, smoke, and really a lot of pageantry. At the end, Aaron lifts up his hands and blesses the people. Aaron and Moses then go into the tent of meeting, come out and bless the people, and God appeared to the people. And a fire came forth and consumed all the offerings. And then the people shouted and they fell on their faces because, that was pretty impressive. Of course, this was the first time the altar was used and the first time the priests who had been ordained to make the sacrifices. So it was warranted that they were making a big deal about it all. The next thing that happens is that 2 of Aaron's sons, the eldest, Nadab, I'm saying it wrong, Nadab, and Abihu, made an offering which had not been commanded and was with strange or alien fire. And then a fire came forth and devoured them. Not really what you would think would happen right after this major thing. So Aaron had just had the most elevating and intense experience of his life and the lives of the people, and then his 2 eldest sons are killed. Moses then says something which can be interpreted in a number of ways, but most of the rabbis and scholars of old felt that he was saying that the sons didn't follow the rules, and so they paid the ultimate price. No one knows for sure what they did or did not do to warrant a death sentence. Many have offered explanations, some of which I really had to grind my teeth about a little bit. And what does Aaron do? He says nothing. He holds his peace. In this moment, I think we see Aaron as a person, not as the high priest. He is not some elevated bigwig or even Moses' brother. He is a man who just lost 2 of his sons, suddenly and without warning or explanation. What does one say when one loses a child? Many people will offer platitudes or explanations, mostly in the guise of comforting the parent, but how can one be comforted when one's child has died? It goes against the natural order of things. We expect our parents to pass away before us and our children to carry on after we are gone. I have worked with many people who have lost a child for any of a number of reasons, some predictable, some sudden and unexpected. It doesn't really matter. It is as though a part of them has died. Moses has the priests go outside the camp, carried still in their tunics, and says that the whole people will mourn their loss, but that the direct relatives of the slain men are not to rend their clothes or let loose their hair, so they will not die. I have wondered, was Moses afraid that God will slay Aaron and his brothers and sons if they grieve the loss? Maybe he thought that God was angry enough and did not need any further provoking. My thought is that Moses was afraid that his brother would take his own life due to grief at the loss of his sons. The other thing Moses does is to tell them to eat the meal offering as it is their due. So even at this very early time in our people's story, feeding the bereaved was a thing. Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of the people, they have to present a united front to the people as a whole. But how could Aaron do anything for the people when he has just lost 2 children? Such a loss cannot be grieved just for the time of Shiva or even Shloshim. It is not over when the yahrzeit comes. It is something that a parent has to live through and come out on the other side, forever changed. The rest of the parsha is about rules, what we can and cannot eat. It really does not seem connected to the first part of the parsha. In Leviticus, we often see things put together that do not seem to make a lot of sense. There are often random things put together, kind of explaining rules. I'd love to be able to make the connection for you, but suffice it to say that it's a new chapter, even if it is in the same parsha. In America, we do not talk of death whenever possible. I have even had people say, if I die, as though it was an option to not do that. And I work at a cancer center. But death is very much a part of life. Ignoring it does not make it go away. As we age, many of us start to become resigned to the idea that we will die. I've had couples argue about who gets to go first so that they don't have to mourn the other one. But losing a child is different. I'm especially reminded of this as the war continues in many parts of the world, including Israel. I feel that it is important that we not just talk about battles. We need to talk about the individuals and their families. If we stop looking at the big picture and focus on the individuals, perhaps we can stop war. With that, I will call up Alan Parker to read the announcements.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
On behalf of our Board of Directors, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our guests and our members. On this Shabbat, we extend thanks to Laura Silverberg for participating in the service, Alan Weissman for closing the building, Doug Myers for opening the building and hosting the streaming equipment and participating in the music.
That was my fault.
He participated before the service
that
with
was
me,
before
which was
the-
much appreciated.
Thank you. Brendan Howard for leading our music, Deborah Edelman-Dolan for leading our Shabbat service, and a wonderful Devar. This Sunday, 5 p.m. here at Temple, we're going to have a special guest from Washington, D.C., Dr. Lindsay McNeil. She is the historian for the Holocaust Museum, and she's going to talk to us here at 5 o'clock. And then the following day on Monday, if you can make it to Topeka Civic Theater at 1 o'clock, is when we hold the State of Kansas Holocaust commemoration. So again, that is Monday. On Friday, next Friday, May 2nd, please join us for our Friday Shabbat service. Rabbi Stern will be leading the service, and Brendan Howard will be back to lead the music. For other upcoming events, please check tonight handout, online event calendar, the monthly bulletin, or weekly email. Tonight's tzedakah will go to Interfaith of Topeka, in Topeka. The tzedakah box is in the foyer, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And I'd also like to thank Alan and Marilyn Parker for doing the candles and the Kiddush for us. It's weird when you have to thank yourselves. So now we're going to count the Omer, but you're only supposed to count it if you've been counting it the whole time. So Brendan has been doing that because I forgot 2 days. So if you could turn to page 570.
This is one of my favorite concepts in Judaism. We make such a big deal about Passover. You get the freedom, but then you count down to the responsibility. I always love that. It's not, you can't just be free, you gotta be responsible too. Then we get Shavuot in the Torah. Okay, page 570. הנני מוכן ומזמן לקיים מצוות עשה של ספירת העומר. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. And I checked this 10 times to make sure I got that. I'm bad with math, so I made sure to get the math right. I promise this is right. Hayom shlosha asar, so we got 13. Yom shehem shavua echad, 1 week. V'shisha yamim, and 6 days, la omer. Did I do the math right? 13
very
and 6
good.
plus 7? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Thank you very much for doing that. And now we're going to move on to the Elenu on page 586 to start winding our service down. There we go. So page 586, starting in the middle, and then we'll also finish up on page 591. That's where the Ne'emar stuff is, so just in case you need it. Okay. Oh, yeah.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה לעושר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Middle of 591. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. And, I love the way that sounds in Hebrew, but most of you know, I'm not as confident in my Hebrew as a lot of people. So I'd like to also read on the top of page 591, one of the interpretations. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and peace. Now our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those who our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. If there are people that you are remembering, I'm going to read, maybe, here it is, the list of whose yard sites we have, and then I'll go around if there's anyone else that we don't have on our list. Toby Ann Levinson, Marvin Thatcher, Larry Rosen, Isidore Dower, Louis Endlick, David August, Blanche Feldman, Charlie Kessler, Ben Whitebook. And we're in the 30-day Shloshim for James Gooden. Any others? Okay. So if you will turn to page 598, and please rise.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן.
Thank you, that was beautiful. Thank you for doing it nice and slow for us, because sometimes we get too fast. Oh, you may be seated, sorry. Now, we're going to have our closing song, which I was supposed to let you announce, sorry. On page 645, Lo Yisagoi.
Well, the end of, I thought you kind of announced it because the end of your Devar Torah was thinking about people in war and hoping for a time where there wouldn't be war.
Yes.
So we get our prophet Isaiah, and one of these great lines that come from Isaiah. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, nor ever again shall they train for war. And we have not seen that in our lifetime ever, but we hope for a time with Isaiah. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu od milchama.
Now, if we could have Marilyn and Alan come back up to do our Kiddush and our Motzi.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who finding favor with us, sanctified us with mitzvot. In love and favor, you made the holy Shabbat our heritage as a reminder of the work of creation. As first among our sacred days, it recalls the exodus from Egypt. You chose us and set us apart from the peoples. In love and favor, you have given us your holy Shabbat as an inheritance. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai. That's not right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen. Never let me start. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu
זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. L'chaim.
It's just grape juice, it's okay. No, it's just take a sip, it's grape juice, it's okay, it's not gonna kill you, I promise.
And it's not matzah.
No,
Well, you
you're
wanna do
gonna
motzi
the
too?
motzi.
Oh,
Don't you wanna do the motzi?
sure.
Page 606 if you need it.
And just to be, we're checking, it doesn't appear there are any children under the age of bar mitzvah. Okay, I just want to make sure we're following the
Some of
rules.
us act that way.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
And Shabbat Shalom.